Hello everyone, welcome to APTI PLUS Academy for Civil Services. This is a special video on the PIB monthly compilation and I'll be discussing PIB for the month of October. As you know, PIB is one of the most authentic source of the government and this is pretty relevant for the prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with this month compilation. Whichever important news that has been reported in the month of October, we'll be discussing that from prelims and mains perspective. So let's get started. So the first is Data Governance Quality Index. So this would be important for your prelims examination as well as mains examination. So recently the NITI Aayog has undertaken the DGQI index, right? And it is a self-assessment review which help to make the data preparedness across the ministries and department of the government of India. And what it did, that it built a scorecard evaluating the performance of the ministry and department, right? तो ये जो सर्वे है, दिस इज बीइंग ऑनलाइन क्वेश्चनरी प्रिपेयर की जाती है इसमें, जिसके 6 मेजर थीम है अकॉर्डिंगली टू विच द DGQI हैज बीन प्रिपेयर्ड. तो जो 6 कैटेगरीज हैं उसमें दैट इंक्लूड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, स्ट्रैटेजिक, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक एंड साइंटिफिक. और एक स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड कंपैरिजन की जाती है दूसरे मिनिस्ट्री के साथ भी. आई विल शो यू इन्फोग्राफिक इन द लेटर पार्ट ऑफ दिस वीडियो व्हिच विल हेल्प यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि किस तरह के 6 इन्फोग्राफिक्स हैं. नाउ हाईलाइट ऑफ द सर्वे की अगर बात करें, सो द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स हैव बीन रैंक्ड सेकंड. इस मिनिस्ट्री को सेकंड रैंक मिली है अमंग द ऑल 16 इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट और थर्ड आउट ऑफ 65 मिनिस्ट्रीज विच इज देयर. तो जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर है उसको 4.11 की स्कोर मिली ऑन द स्केल ऑफ 5, राइट. सो दिस इज विथ रिगार्ड्स टू द डेटा गवर्नेंस क्वालिटी इंडेक्स. सो आपको पीआईबी में और डिटेल में सारे मिनिस्ट्री मिल जाएगी बिकॉज यू डोंट नीड टू रिमेंबर ईच एंड एवरी मिनिस्ट्री. आई एम गिविंग यू जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल, राइट. नाउ दीज आर द 6 मेजर थीम ऑफ द DGQI. जो हमारी जो मेजर जो थीम्स हैं, दैट इज डेटा जनरेशंस, डेटा क्वालिटी, यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, डेटा एनालिसिस, यूज ऑफ डिसमिनेशंस एंड डेटा सिक्योरिटी एंड HR कैपेसिटी एंड द केस स्टडीज. उसके बाद अगर बात करें जो कैटेगरीज हैं, जो मैंने आपको शुरुआत में 6 कैटेगरीज बताई, दिस इंक्लूड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव, स्ट्रैटेजिक, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, सोशल, इकोनॉमिक एंड साइंटिफिक. So this is again very relevant question. They can ask you in the prelims examination which among the following is or are not the categories or the ministries of the DGQI, right? Now coming to the second topic, that is Fingerprint Bureau 2020. This is also one of the important news from your prelims and mains perspective. So Union Home Ministry has digitally inaugurated 21st All India Conference of the Directors of the Fingerprint Bureau. So Fingerprint Bureau in general is an important topic. UPSC has never asked a question with regards to the Fingerprint Bureau. So what is Fingerprint Bureau? This is a bureau which came into the existence in 1955, which is now in Calcutta and under the administrative control of the IB, that is Intelligence Bureau के अंदर काम करती है ये. And in 1973 the administrative control was transferred to CBI. उसके बाद IB से इसके जो पूरी ओवरऑल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल जो थी, दैट वाज ट्रांसफर्ड टू द CBI. सो फ्रॉम IB नाउ इट इज वर्किंग अंडर द CBI. नाउ इन जुलाई 1986 जो हमारी सेंट्रल फिंगरप्रिंट कंट्रोल ब्यूरो है, दैट वाज प्लेस्ड अंडर द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल ऑफ द नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड ब्यूरो and the services is free of charge. जितनी भी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज हैं, पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग है, these work under for them, and all the services that would be availed by the Central Fingerprint Bureau, that would be free of cost. So this statement is again very important because UPSC tend to ask this type of statement in the prelims examination. Now what are the objective of this record bureau? So it conduct research activities on the categories of Indian and foreign criminal convicted for offense falling under the schedule of the crime of the CFPB. और ये examination conduct करती है with the cushioned finger impressions. जो इसकी training है, there is the impart training to the FP sciences to police and non-personal police of the state. तो अगर कोई भी state government की या फिर central government की level की नई recruitment है और training देनी है, तो this is the only institution, this is the only bureau which conduct the training processes. Now it coordinates with the work of the Fingerprint Bureau also, and to conduct the competitive finger sciences, All India Police Duty Meet since 1958 has been annually conducted. So what is the performance, how the things are changing. So accordingly, there is a conference which help them to cope up with the contemporary issues. Now, what is automated finger identification system? Because after the upgradation of the system, these things are working. So the Indian version of the automated fingerprint identification system, it's also known as AFIS or called as FACTS. So this is co-developed by the NCRB and CMC basically, in the current version of the FACTS 5.0. So this is the latest version which is being operated. Now the system uses the image processing and pattern recognition technique that captures कुछ important चीजों को वो capture करती है, that include encode, store, match fingerprints including the comparison and the changes of the prints. और जो पूरी डिटेल है फैक्ट्स की वो एक स्टोर की जाती है नॉन फिंगरप्रिंट इंफॉर्मेशंस में, तो कि जो डेमोग्राफिक डिटेल्स है लाइक जेंडर, रीजन, कन्वेक्शन डिटेल्स, एवरीथिंग आर शेयर्ड and that is stored in the complete database of the FACTS 5.0. Now, National Supercomputing Mission. This is a mission which helped India to build the supercomputer and boosting the complete technological part. So this is the first of its kind which country is doing an attempt to boost the country computing power, because no, China is a country which has emerged as number one in terms of the supercomputers. So India is making all its best possible effort if we could chase the country like China. And it is stirred to join by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, जो Department of Science and Technology है, that is implementing. And we have a very reputed organization in India known as CDAC, Center for Development and Advanced Computing, जो कि पुणे में located है, and Indian Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. So these are the two institutions that are working in close coordination with the Ministry of Electronics and IT, so that they could boost the computing power. Now, the target of the mission is to establish a network, that is the supercomputing, ranging from the free teraflops, this is TF, आप TF के बारे में विकिपीडिया पे पढ़ सकते हैं, और 100 teraflops, that are the system that is greater than equal to the petaflops. So बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, you have to just know कि petaflops और teraflops जो है ये it's just like we use the memory like GB, MB, उस तरह का ही differences होती है इसमें. Now, the research institutions is of national importance across the country by 2022. And this network of supercomputing that is envisaging the 15 to 20 PF stand for petaflops, और ये लेटर फिर इसको डेवलप करके 45 PF तक जाने की बात की गई है, जिसकी जो क्वालिटी होगी, जो एडवांसमेंट होगी, जो रेंज होगी, that would be 6 times more than the computing power within the same cost, and the capability would be increasing of the computation problems. So that is trying to increase, and hopefully by 2022 the country would be getting the advanced computing system. Now, highlights of the scheme, कुछ 13 premium research institute target किए गए हैं for the training under the second phase of the National Computing Mission. So this is a mission through which the gradual process will take place across the country. जितने भी advanced centers हैं उनको एक जगह amalgamate किया जाएगा, and accordingly the mission would take place. The first phase है the primary, that would deal with the supercomputer that would developed by the IIT IIT Kharagpur, Indian Institute of Sciences and Research, Pune, ISER जिसको कहते हैं. These are the top and the apex institution who are working. Now, while the second phase details with the assembly of manufacturing, और जो third phase है वो encompass करेगी design और manufacturing को. Now, the entire aim and the goal of this supercomputer grid connectivity is to perform the computing facilities in the 75 research institution pan India, right? तो पूरे जितने भी इंस्टीट्यूशन है इंडिया में उसमें कम से कम जो 75 रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं, among which this mission would be performed, the National Supercomputing Mission, that is also known as NSM, and accordingly the center would be upgraded and enhanced. Now, natural gas marketing reform, this is with regards to the energy sector. This is important for your general studies paper 3, because we have a dedicated topic in the general studies paper 3 with regard to the natural resources. Now, the Cabinet Committee on the Economy and Affairs have approved the gas marketing performance, taking a significant step towards the gas-based economy. And gas-based economy is a concept which is important for your mains examination, right? तो मेंस में इसको आप जरूर ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़ लें. Now, the objective of the mission is to prescribe the standard and the procedures. So, what they'll be doing, they'll be solding the gas to the market producers through a transparent and competitive process. So, whatever government is trying to do, so first they go by the bidding process, right? Bidding process is something which is more transparent in nature, and it helps the competitors to get the right price in the market. Now, talking about the aim and objective, so the first and the foremost aim of this policy is that it provide a standard procedures for the scale of natural gas transparency. So it will help to build the competitiveness in the market, issuing the guideline of the contractor and e-bidding. So this is essential part that this would include the e-bidding process. So ये आपके point ध्यान में रखना है. Now, this will bring the uniformity in the bidding process. As I've told you, when there is an auction process, or there is a bidding process, so that make things more uniform and transparent, right? So this would avoid any type of ambiguity, and like the contribution जो है ease of doing business, that would be also promoted through this effort. Now, the policy has permitted to affiliated company to participate in the bidding process, transparent and electronic bidding. Now, this will also facilitate to promote the competitive and marketing gas. However, जो rebidding है, that can be done only with the affiliate participants and there's no other bidders, right? So कुछ restrictions भी रखे गए. Only who are registered bidders, they would be eligible to go for the e-bidding processes. Now, Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog, this is again an important ayog that would be looking forward with the Kamdhenu, the cows and the welfare. So it was constituted for the conservation, protection and development of cows and their progeny, for giving the directions to the cattle development program, because government has very seriously looked into the cattle development program and the safety of the cows. So this is a high powered permanent body that would be formulated, or जो पूरी directions होगी, that would to implement the scheme related to the cattle, and emphasis is on the livelihood generations. So these are some of the important points of this. और जो RKA है, that would be constituted to increase the various cow panchagaya products that raise the farms, the gopals, youth, women's self-help group and the other stakeholders. So they would be also promoting and building some of the products with relate to the cow produce, and essentially what they'll be doing, they'll be promoting the farm income. और जो भी इस तरह के सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप है जो एसोसिएटेड है विद द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ द काउ, दे वुड बी अल्टीमेटली बेनिफिटेड. Now, PM Swanidhi scheme. So this is an initiative towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat, और एक आत्मनिर्भर निधि के तौर पे this is taking place. So this is something which is again very important. Schemes are again relevant for the prelims examination, so you cannot skip any of the schemes. So the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendor Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So this is also commonly known as PM Shwanidhi. So providing the affordable loans to the street vendors. So what this will be doing, this will be providing loan to all the people who cannot avail the loan at the higher prices, and affordable prices, the loan interest would be given to them so that they can build their home, or either they can have their street vending activities. So the scheme would benefit the street vendors, hawkers, thelawalas and other people who are involved in the goods and services with regards to the textile, apparels, assistant produce, barber shop, laundry services and etc. Right? So this would be providing a livelihood support and the financial support to build their enterprises. Right? जो भी छोटे vendors हैं वो अपना काम अच्छे से कर सके, accordingly they would be provided with the monetary support. Now, what are the key points? The first is the loan facility. As I've told you in the beginning, loan facility उनको दी जाएगी up to 10,000 rupees, which would be again paid in the installment. For that, they do not have to maintain. They would have to, without collateral, they would be given the loan because it's a very small amount. So कोई भी collateral देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. Collateral stand for कोई भी इस तरह की उनको चीजों को गिरवज रखना, या accordingly they are paying anything with regards to that sum is known as collateral. Now this is for the first time जो micro finance institutions हैं, NBFCs होंगी, they would be allowed to get the money done, and जो poor street vendors हैं, they can also avail this benefit from the NBFC and microfinance institutions. And there would be no penalty on the early repayment of the loan if they are paying repayment of the loan. So there would be no penalty. So the penal provision has been waived off, and This is for the first time that the street vendors or the rural areas beneficiaries of the livelihood program would be getting the benefit out of it. Now the scheme is valid till March 2022. So if you know any one of them who is not aware of this, so being an enlightened citizen, you should make people aware that these are the program and policies that government has enacted and you can avail the benefits, right? So इस तरह से आप लोगों की मदद भी कर सकते हैं. Now coming to the interest subsidy, so they would be providing the 7% of the interest subsidy annually, and the beneficiary would be getting the direct benefit through the cash, जो DBT का माध्यम है, cash benefit transfer. Accordingly, they would be done, and this entire mission would encourage the digital transaction and it would focus on the capacity building. So जो Ministry of Housing and Urban Development है, उन्होंने collaborate किया है state government के साथ in building the state capacity and launching the program, so that would be helping throughout the country in the month of June. The loaning commence would be in the month of July. So this is the previous news that has been incorporated, but for you it is essential कि जो digital transaction है that would be promoted, और interest subsidy जो है that would be 7% per annum. So these 2 points again are very relevant. Now role of urban local bodies की अगर बात करें तो ULB would be playing a vital role in the implementation of the scheme that would ensure कि जो भी beneficiaries हैं उनको सारे benefits मिल रहे हैं. And e-governance is something which is government trying to promote. So this is in line with the version of the e-governance that is effective in delivering the transparency, digital performance, web portals, and being developed to administer the scheme through end-to-end solution. So with the advancement of e-governance, what government is trying कि जो भी beneficiaries हैं, जो भी data है, that should be shrinked in a process so that the actual beneficiary get the benefit out of it, और किसी भी तरह के जो loopholes हैं उसको खत्म किया जा सके. Now Vaibhav Summit. So what is Vaibhav Summit? I'll tell you the detailed part of this. So Vaibhav is basically वैश्विक भारतीय वैज्ञानिक summit. And this is in collaboration with the Science and Tech and Academician Organization that would enable किस तरह से जो deliberation process है through practices, research and development and culture of the problem solving with an objective. तो पूरी objective है कि research and development को बढ़ाया जाए, problem solving जो approach है with regards to the science and technology, taking the lap of the science and technology, it would be done. So this is the joint efforts of the science and technology and the academic organizations. So what is the aim and objective of this Vaibhav initiative? So पूरा जो aim है that is to bring the comprehensive roadmap to leverage the expertise of the knowledge and the global Indian research in solving the emerging problems. So whatever problem is arising in the field of science and tech, so they would help to overcome this, right? And it would also bring the overseas Indian and the resident academicians to the structure and the association with can be evolved. So बाहर के जितने भी NRI के लोग होंगे, they would be also participating in that, and they would be collaborating their effort to make India more rigorous and developed in terms of science and technology. So the summit aims to reflect the in-depth collaboration of the instrument of the academics and the scientists in India. Now the entire goal is to create an ecosystem of knowledge and innovation in the country through the global outreach. So this would be not only restricted to India as we are involving NRI in this, so they would be also the part of it, and other PIOs or NRI JB here, they would be also called to participate, and accordingly they would be benefited. Ultimately the entire contribution will leads to the development and advancement of Indian science and technology. Now eSanjeevani, you must have read eSanjeevani. Swasth Bharat is something which is a main theme of this, and this would encourage the OPD performance in the country. So this is an initiative by the Ministry of Health to promote the telemedicine. कि किस तरह से telemedicine को promote किया जाए. If you're writing an answer in General Studies paper 4 or you're writing a case study paper where it talks about the telemedicine, so this is a very important point that you have to incorporate, right? eSanjeevani. And it is gradually into the parallel stream, that is Indian healthcare delivery system. At present, अगर बात करें तो almost 26 states are there. They are variant with the telemedicine, doctor to doctor लोगों को treat किया जा रहा है, और it is patient to doctor with the Sanjeevani of the OPD. Now eSanjeevani, which was launched by the Ministry of Family and Health Welfare in November 2019, before COVID it was launched. So the aim was to build a wellness center with the medical hospital through the all Ayushman Bharat scheme. एक hub and spoke model के तौर पे इसको तैयार किया गया है, so that they could control the entire India. The coverage would be for entire India by December 2022. Now, the Union Ministry is completing the efforts to the state government by establishing a robust digital health system, which would having a healthcare infrastructure to boost the adoption of the eSanjeevani. So, with this also, what government is trying कि जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल अपग्रेडेशन है, साथ के साथ इफ यू लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल रिसोर्सेज, इक्विपमेंट्स, एमिनिटीज, दैट कैन ऑल्सो बी इंक्रीज एंड इंडिया वुड बी ग्रेजुअली मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द टेलीमेडिसिन टेक्नोलॉजीज. Now, the ministry has roped the Center for Development and Advanced Computing in Mohali. So, the first branch has been developed in the Mohali, providing end-to-end technical services, implementation, operation, training of the health personnel, right? And the top 3 states which were registered with the consultation of the eSanjeevani is E-Sanjeevani OPD. The platform were first developed in the Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh, right? So these are the centers and these are the 3 states that have highest number of consultation. You can see the consultation number. I have written this consultation number in the bracket, which will help you to get how much consultation has been done in this year after the inception. 2019 के बाद जितनी चीजें हैं, these are the detail after that. Now, Project Snow Leopard. So Snow Leopard is one of the important priority of the government. And when it's come to any protection program, this become very important for your prelims examination, क्योंकि जो environment के section है उसमें इस तरह के questions पूछे जाते हैं. So the Ministry of State for Environment and Forest Climate Change had said that the government of India has been conserving the snow leopard and its habit through the Project Snow Leopard. So it's short known as PSL, Project Snow Leopard, right? So what government is trying to do, that is committed to landscape restore the snow leopard, जो उनकी habitat है वहीं पे, and जो participatory landscape होगी for the management and pillar, that would involve the local stakeholders as well. So to make any program success, it is very important कि जो local participation है that should be evolved. Now, Project Snow Leopard की बात करें तो एक कमिटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की गई अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड फॉरेस्ट एंड दे हैव ड्राफ्टेड दिस प्रोजेक्ट ऑन द 2006 itself. Now, the Project Snow Leopard is ultimately come into the force in 2009. Some changes has been there in the coming years also. So the main aim is to safeguard and conserve the unique heritage and the wildlife population in the country. And the project encourages the state and the UTs, जितने भी state government है या जो union territories हैं, उनको promote करके जो उनके stakeholders हैं, and the landscape would be promoted. So the wildlife trade, जिस तरह की जो crime है, wildlife crimes है, capacity building, climate energy resolutions, इसको देखा जाए, and जो wildlife crime है ultimately should be protected because poaching of the animal is some of the important concern which India is looking forward. Now, snow leopard is in mountainous region, जहाँ पे साउथ अगर इस रीजन में बात करें, so this is mostly found in the Jammu and Kashmir, हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, सिक्किम, अरुणाचल प्रदेश और ईस्टर्न हिमालय. So these locations are very important because UPSC tend to ask this question and many a times they have asked. तो सीधा लोकेशन पे भी आपसे सवाल पूछा जा सकता है. And the 3 largest state part of the like ईस्टर्न हिमालयस में सबसे ज़्यादा इनकी population है. Now in summer they are mostly in the Rocky Mountains. और snow leopard is vulnerable. इसकी अगर कैटेगरी की आप बात करोगे, आयुष्मान जो स्टेटस है that is vulnerable और अभी they are under the threatening species and they are also under the जो हमारी साइट्स है Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species, उसमें भी these are marked as a trading body और उसकी मीट, बोन, फर आर बिंग ट्रेडेड एंड इलीगल है ये अगर कोई भी कंट्री सिग्नेटरी है. सो दे हैव टू इंश्योर कि वो उस तरह के लॉज को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे स्नो लेपर्ड को पूरी तरह से प्रोटेक्शन मिल रही है उस कंट्री में. नाउ कमिंग टू द अदर न्यूज विथ रिगार्ड्स टू द फॉरेन रिलेशन, कुछ फॉरेन रिलेशन से रिलेटेड न्यूज मैं आपको बताऊं दैट वाज रिपोर्टेड इन द मंथ ऑफ अक्टूबर. सो एक्सरसाइज बोंगो सागर. सो व्हाट दिस इज? So this is Bongo Sagar is an India and Bangladesh naval exercise that is scheduled to be commenced in the northern Bay of Bengal. 3rd of October 2020 को conduct की गई थी. This was the first edition was in 2019. और ये जो scheme है that aims to develop inter-capability and joint military exercises that would conduct the wide spectrum of exercises and operations. So in this edition of the exercises, what will happen that the ship from both navies, that is Indian Navy and the Bangladesh Navy that would be taking the surface warfare drills, shipman evolutions and helicopter operations जो होंगे, this would be included, right? So for you it is very important कि आप जो bilateral exercises हैं उनके नाम जरूर से याद रखें, country याद रखें. Now this edition of the Bongo Sagar assumes to be the greater significance. This they are conducted in the 100th birth anniversary of the Bandisagar Mujibur Rahman. So this point would not be that relevant for you, but for what is important, it started, the third edition was in 2019 and the exercise was between the India and Bangladesh. Now the other is Indian Bangladesh Corpat. So this is the third edition of the Corpat in the Northern Bay of Bengal. That was held on 4th of October to 5th of October. And during this exercise, patrolling was also done in the international boundary line, right? So the corporate is basically aimed to strengthen between the two countries. जो हमारे navies हैं इंडिया के और जो बांग्लादेश के, they would be conducting this कि किसी भी तरह के जो unlawful activities हैं border area पे, naval areas पे, that can be curbed, right? So these are the two important exercises that was conducted between India and Bangladesh. So हमारी तरफ से Indian naval ship Khiltan, that was the indigenous built submarine warfare, उसने part लिया, और indigenous gilded missile covert was the part from the Bangladesh. Abu Bakr guided missile and the BNS Sporty was guided. And in addition, जितने भी maritime patrol aircraft है, both has integrated helicopter that would be participating in the exercise. So आप इस पे बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान नहीं दें because ये एग्जाम में आपसे पूछा नहीं जाएगा. You have to just know this part. And exercise Bongo Sagar and INB Corporate undertakes the 3-day priority in the naval between the Indian Navy and the Bangladesh Navy. That would be taken part of the Indian version of the Sagar, जो इंडिया की अपनी इनिशिएटिव है, security and growth for all region. So this is in light and advancement of that. So if you're writing a mains answer with regards to the Sagar initiative, तो उस पे आप ये वाले जो दोनों एक्सरसाइज हैं वो जरूर लिखें. Now India and Japan, some other news that is coming from these two countries. So the Union Cabinet has recently approved a signing of Memorandum of Cooperation MOC in the cyber security between India and Japan. So the pura aim here between this cooperation is the mutual interest in terms of building the capacity in the area of cyber science, protections in the infrastructure, the critical infrastructure, cooperation in the emerging technologies, sharing information on the cyber security threats and incident, and the last is malicious cyber activities. तो कोई भी इस तरह के जो एक्टिविटी साइबर सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड है, तो इन दोनों कंट्री ने एग्रीमेंट की है सो दैट दे कैन बूस्ट देयर कॉपरेशन एंड अल्टीमेटली दे कैन हैव एडवांस लेवल ऑफ कॉपरेशन एंड म्यूचुअल इंटरेस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द cyber security. Now some short news that would be again relevant for the civil services examination. So some very short news that were reported. So Gamu Ganesh campaign. So this is a campaign launched by the Rashtriya Kamdhenu Ayog to encourage the use of eco-friendly material that is manufactured with the idols of the Ganesha festival. Now Goa has earned itself a unique distinction of becoming Har Ghar Jal. So this is the first state in the country which has provided 100% functional tap connections to all the rural household, covering 2.30 rural household, right? So Goa has become the first country in the world to provide the tap household in each home, in each household, and 100% coverage has been achieved in the Goa. So this state become very important. Now, Labour Bureau has released a new series of the Consumer Price Index. So this would be like the base year has changed to 2016, and the new series with the base year of 2016 100 would replace the existing 2001, right? So इससे पहले 2001 की base year को consider किया गया था. Now government has made the changes and they are incorporating 2016 as a base year. Now earlier this revision of the series was also done. पहले 1994 में, फिर 1949, 1960, 1982, फिर 2001 के इस तरह के base year को रखा गया. And at present the government is incorporating and has launched that they would be finalizing 2016 as the base year for the industrial worker CPIW. So this is for CPIW के लिए है base year और किसी और के लिए नहीं है, right? So this was all the short news that was reported in the month of October. Now, those of you who are looking forward for the prelims test series, so we have launched a test series where 60 high quality tests would be provided to you, and in total there would be 6,000 questions, a good questions, a quality question that will help you to cope up the upcoming civil services prelims examination. So what you have to do, you have to just refer to the description section of this video. The details link has been provided in the description section, from where you can register. At this point of time, if you are registering, you will be getting a huge discount of like almost half of the prices. So do check it out, do register yourself and get the benefit out of it. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe APTI Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. And if you like this video, do not forget to give a thumb up. And if your support supports us to make informative videos for you, right? If you have any other concern, do let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.